The dictionary defines crisis as a time of intense difficulty, trouble, or danger. It also says that a crisis can be a time when important decisions must be made. Business crises can range in scale from PR nightmares to national disasters, and in extreme cases, the crisis can even impact the entire globe, like we're seeing with COVID-19. Many businesses scale back on a number of things during a crisis, including content creation. Now, obviously, here at Crowd Content, we believe content is important. It's more than just our bread and butter, it's kind of our passion. We want you to know that content can play an important role in your business's response to a crisis and really understand how to use it. So first, crisis management is an integral part of public relations. PR pros know that it's critical to acknowledge issues, own them, and be proactive in communicating with stakeholders about your response and how you'll move forward. Content marketing lets you do exactly this by leveraging various channels to get the word out while also delivering more short and long-term value than with PR alone. And if you're gonna spend time and resources on communication during a crisis, doesn't it make sense to choose an option with long-term value? Content provides relevant, helpful information to your target audience, and the information that's helpful during a crisis doesn't necessarily become obsolete once the crisis is passed. Content marketing also provides long-term value for your business, especially when compared to other channels. It can help you rank for search terms and drive organic traffic now and in the future, and you can revisit and update content later to fit more specific needs. Plus, you can continue to promote that content and future updates via other channels like email and social media, driving even more traffic to important pages. Now, compare these advantages with the benefits you might get from, let's say, paid advertising. Paid advertising tends to provide short-term returns. So to ensure the word is widely spread and keep returns churning, you really have to continuously pour effort and money into advertising. That's not to say that every business should shut down ads during a crisis. We don't recommend that. But in general, a well-balanced, integrated approach is best. Our best advice is content first and then promote it however you can to help you address the crisis appropriately. Content also lets you speak directly into need during a crisis. At the very least, people want to know that the brands and businesses that they care about and rely on are doing something to weather the storm. They also may need reassurance that you're still there, ready to meet their needs, even if it's in a modified way. So responding to crisis and helping your clients navigate during that time can further build your authority, potentially helping you create foundations for the future. Chances are you know more about the space than your clients do. That's why they hire you or use your services, and your insights in a crisis can be incredibly valuable to them. It's also important to note that the best content marketing is never 100% about you and your business. It should be about what your customers need or want and how you can help. Some of the most effective components of a content marketing campaign are often those that provide value to the reader without demanding anything in return. Consider, for example, our post on tips for working remotely. The target audience it's aimed at is the freelance writers that power our platform, but it offers valuable advice without demanding anything in return. It also helps position us as an authority, someone freelance writers and editors can turn to for guidance and work. This type of content is important anytime, but it becomes critical during a crisis. So look for opportunities to provide answers or support as people seek solutions. Some ways of finding these opportunities include paying attention to new trends and search terms. A handy tool for checking this is exploding topics, following relevant and trending hashtags on social media. Social listening tools like BuzzSumo can be a huge help here. You can check out Google Trends to see what issues are trending at large. You can ask your existing customers or audience by sending an email or post on social media inviting them to share their concerns and questions, and look for topics that come up repeatedly. Spend time talking to existing clients to find out what their needs, questions, or concerns are during the crisis, because chances are that other customers are experiencing similar issues. Generally, if you want to leverage content marketing during a crisis, here are 3 of the best channels to include in your efforts. 1, email content. Email content is a great way to communicate with existing customers or audiences during a time of crisis. In fact, unless you're living under a digital rock, you probably received a dozen or more Here's our response to COVID-19 emails. I know I did. Here are some reasons why email is one of the first places companies turn when they're dealing with crisis or disaster. Email reaches the person rather than waiting for them to come to you. So it helps ensure that people can get the message even if they didn't yet realize there was an issue or a need. You also own your own email list and can control who receives the message. With all other forms of content, you're at the mercy of algorithms, social shares, and search trends. Email also feels more personal, which can help you connect with your audience during a crisis. And email is accessible via a wide number of devices and free services, which can make it easier to reach people when resources are generally lower during certain times of crises. Number 2 is social media content. Social is the first place many people turn when a crisis begins to unfold. Users flock to platforms such as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and even LinkedIn to find out information, double-check information, and see what their friends are saying. But they also look to brands and industry leaders to set the tone or provide trusted information via these forums. This is especially true if you're dealing with a crisis that's related mostly to your company, such as a PR issue or breach of security. You're likely to see a spike in activity on your pages as people come to ask questions or even to troll. And if you don't do the content marketing work to take control of the story, the trolls will be happy to do it for you, unfortunately. Number 3 is blog content. Blog content can help you create a powerful, authoritative presence online, which is helpful whether or not a crisis is occurring. During a crisis, blog content lets you address certain concerns, questions, or needs with in-depth content that provides answers and solutions. You can provide information in a variety of formats to meet the widest needs, including text, images, and video. And you can meet in-the-moment needs while creating something that can be used later for other marketing or content purposes. So there you have it. Communication is critical. It's a basic premise of business disaster planning and crisis management. And one of the most effective ways you can invest in communication is through content marketing. When the stakes are high, it's often time to double down with this type of effort. So for more info about us, visit us over at crowdcontent.com or leave a comment down below if you have any questions or anything you'd like to share. Wishing you all the best. We'll see you again soon.